Hello everybody and welcome back again to Dragon Age Inquisition. We are back in Skyhold, as you can see, after returning from Crestwood in the last episode. I actually went back to Crestwood after finishing the recording, just so that I could kill that last Reaver. So I have all the infusion primers now. By the way, apparently the Reavers respawn when you exit and enter the area, so I killed the same one twice actually, which was kind of weird. But yeah, I have all the infusion primers, so if I want to take the Reaver specialization, I don't need to go back to Crestwood for that. And the first two Reavers, I fought them during my recording of last episode, but I decided to cut it from the finished episode in the end, because it wasn't really that interesting. And I mean, we had a long dragon fight, so I figured we don't need more of that. Anyway, let's check with the War Council. Who's that lady?
He spent his life in the circle. Perhaps a tailored coat from Valroyo? He can't wear armor all the time.
He will appreciate the gesture, Lady Ambassador.
That's a polite way of saying he wouldn't like it, isn't it?
I wonder what they're talking about. Are they talking about Cullen? I mean, who else lived in a circle and is wearing an armor? It must be a Templar, right? Alright, let's summon the War Council and see our mission reports. Oh right, I have another perk. Yeah, there are two things that caught my attention. More healing potions and true grit. All party members gain a 10% increase to all defenses. Yeah, I think I'll take this. More healing potions would be nice as well, but I think for now we'll take the additional defense. Alright, let's have a look. New to the crew, a young hopeful. The Sutherland lad reported back. The bandits were cleared with minor spoils. He may have potential. Cullen. Alright, so he didn't die. That is good to know. Rescue the spy. Miller is free and little worse for wear. Best of all, by escaping on her own, Miller preserved the secret of her connection to the Inquisition. Her adventure has given her quite the motivation to prove herself. If she learns from it, I feel her future work will be exceptional. Liliana. Alright, that worked out well. Inquisitor, I will admit, when the ambassador first approached me with the claims regarding Virelius, I was unconvinced. Indeed, I did not heed the evidence, even when it was presented. It was only when one of your mages, an apostate named Sidonie, managed to drive the clouds from my mind that I finally realized the spell I had been under. Virelius has been imprisoned, and we will be on the lookout for any further efforts by these cultists to infiltrate my nation. Ivara is most grateful. King Marcus Pentagast. Alright, so apparently this was a good choice too, sending Josephine on that mission. Okay, let's see what else do we got here. Judgment. Morven's arrived. We have received word that Morven the Under has made good on your judgment of armed exile into winter. He and his clan immediately staked a claim to a large section of land along the Imperial Highway at the edge of the Silent Plains. It is inhospitable and vacant, and they claim they are not interested in banditry or actively threatening anyone. Beyond, of course, suddenly declaring that they now live within Imperium borders. Our Tevinter contacts say the relocation has caused significant concern among the Magisters. It is difficult to present this as a positive, but perhaps we could notify Minrathus that we hope they enjoy our reinforcements for their continued war against the Qunari. If you simply want them present to unnerve Tevinter, it is possible to keep Morven's clan supplied without explicit ties to us. A fine jest, and now it is done. I suggest cutting ties before their presence is considered provocation. Yeah, I don't know. I feel that since I made this judgment, I should kinda go through with it and face the consequences. So let's give this to Liliana
Inquisitor.
and keep providing him. Right. Locate Reese and Evangeline. I'm kind of curious about this as well. Sister Liliana, per your request, after seeing that no mage named Reese was present at the conclave at the time of the explosion, I began my search. It appears, based on reports gathered from rebel mages, that Reese had originally intended to be at the conclave, but the former Templar Evangeline persuaded him not to attend. She believed corruption within the Templars thought to exacerbate the conflict, and this merited investigation. Evangeline was last seen not far from Valfermin, where a merchant described her as fighting other Templars and being taken injured but alive. Reese came through the area not long after, searching for her. The forests near Valfermin offer many places to hide, but the Inquisition could track down these renegade Templars if you so order. Yours in service, Walker. I have friends in the area who would gladly help rescue someone so important to the Inquisition. Walker knows the area. She and her scouts can get Reese and Evangeline out safely. My men can cut through the forest and recover Reese and Evangeline safely. Yeah, I mean, that sounds all pretty decent to me. And I mean, basically Cole said we shouldn't do this, but I mean, I have this mission here, so I feel compelled to do this anyway. But yeah, let's see what other missions we have, and then maybe we'll just pick whoever is left for that one. Celebrate the dragon slaying. Word has spread about the dragon the Inquisitor killed. A note passed on by Josephine. Tell me you sent soldiers to collect the grisly remains. We have nobles clamoring to see the head up close. I should have anticipated this. Gawking is for peasants, but it becomes civilized when done with a glass of wine in one hand and a fan in the other. And another from Ferelden, signed Heron. Oh, Heron! My associate Wade is known throughout Thedas for his talent at capturing the glory of the draconic in the armor he makes. The scarcity of dragon scale means that Wade is all too rarely afforded the chance to work in his chosen medium. But here's a solution. Wade shares his expertise with the Inquisition in exchange for the dragon materials collected so far. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Let us set up the trophies you've collected and put out the word. We are celebrating our dragon slayer. Fascinated nobles will do anything for an invitation. Wade and Heron are troublesome, but Wade's talent is undeniable. Send them whatever dragon materials we aren't using ourselves. It's kind of funny that everybody seems to know them, and now that they're kind of, eccentric. So I can use the dragon remains to impress nobles, or I can give them to Wade and Heron. And of course, I think this seems much more like something that Freya would do. I don't think she cares a lot about the nobles. So, yeah, let's give the dragon scales to Wade and Heron.
All right.
And that means that Josephine can try to locate Reese and Evangeline. There we go.
Inquisitor.
And everyone's busy. So let's go again. And yeah, I think today I would like to catch up with all of my companions. I'm sure this will take at least this episode and maybe even extend into the next one. And yeah, why
Your
not?
request was an insult to his rich Kunari heritage, Ambassador.
I don't care if the Baron's son invited him. I don't care if he has stories prepared. If the Iron Bull wants to attend the soiree, he must find a decent shirt.
This could be a bit difficult. I mean, how do you even put on a shirt with horns like that? Anyway, yeah, let's talk to Josephine since she's over here. But I definitely want to go and speak to Blackwall next, because I mean, with all the Grey Warden stuff going on, he may have an opinion on that. But yeah, let's start with Josephine.
And what else did Lady Forsythia say?
That she'd rather drown herself than help the Inquisition.
Anything else?
She said she'd have us flogged alive if we allied with her brother.
That does sound like her.
Cheer up, Josie. We at least have her attention.
You always do find the brighter side of things.
We are in the midst of cementing an alliance with Lady Forsythia of Navarra, your worship. It's become a somewhat delicate task.
Yeah, her threat doesn't really make any sense.
She'll have us flogged alive.
I believe she meant flayed alive. Her ladyship tends to confuse metaphors when she's excitable. I dissuaded her from sending soldiers when she learned we'd struck an accord with a brother she's feuding with. Lady Forsythia simply employs a colorful manner of speech.
Well, I hope it doesn't wear on you.
Dealing with so many demanding, strong-willed people can't be easy.
It's no less intense than my days at court, Inquisitor, I assure you. But I confess I do miss my staff from the embassy in Antiva. It was always useful to discuss the day's visitors with them.
Well, I guess you could discuss them with me. I mean, not that Freya is an expert on these things, but sure, why not?
I have time if you'd like to review things with me.
I wouldn't wish to impose.
If it were imposing, I wouldn't have offered.
Well, I admit there are a few potential alliances it would be good to discuss.
All right.
Right on the parlor floor, in front of everyone at the soiree. Who does such a thing in front of their guests?
The Duke of Kellington, apparently.
And then there's Cole's lurking. It frightens our guests half to death. Lord Gennard still won't respond to our letters. And Sarah, can she not find a single overshirt with that mustard stains on it? Then there's Dorian. The man refuses to take anything seriously unless it suits its whim. Not to mention... Oh goodness. Have we been here an hour already?
Well, it may be a bit more than that.
2.5 hours, I think. But no one's counting.
Oh, dear. I didn't intend to go on for so long. You must think me quite the gossip.
Oh, haha. Yeah, I think it's time to think a little bit about potential romances and, starting to narrow things down a little bit. So, when it comes to Josephine, yeah, I wouldn't rule her out because she is very lovely. My one concern is that maybe she's a little bit too agreeable. I don't know. I could imagine that Freya actually wouldn't mind butting heads with her significant other on occasion. Just having different opinions and arguing about it. And Josephine, she's always so courteous and proper. So that might be a problem. Plus, she does kind of represent a life that Freya intentionally left behind, all that politics and diplomacy and nobility. So I'm not exactly sure, but I wouldn't rule her out. And I think this dialogue option is still fairly harmless, so I guess I'll take it again.
Spending time with such an engaging woman is never unpleasant, Lady Montillier.
Goodness. I'm glad I haven't wasted your day. Well, I've taken up quite enough of your time already. Until next time.
All right, all right. Oh, I'm up here now. Okay, I guess then we'll go and leave again. It just teleported me over here. Right, so yeah, let's try to find Blackwall next, and let's see if he has anything to say about this development with the Grey Wardens. Also, that must be quite a lot of stairs that I have to take every time I want to go to bed.
We can't fight a god. The elder thing's not a god. He's darkspawn. The maker's no darkspawn.
But they say that's why he cut the sky. To claim the throne.
You're telling me gods fight like owls? Sounds like bullshit.
Well, depends on your definition of god, I'd say. I mean, in a lot of mythologies, the gods fight like owls, indeed. So, Yeah, by the way, I noticed that apparently you don't take any damage when you jump around in Skyhold. So I could just jump from, I don't know, the top of that and still not take any damage. But yeah, apparently Blackwall moved over here now. I think I haven't even spoken to him since...
Assassins, templars, mages, magisters? No, one of them. Sisters, nobles, merchants, commission men. Elves, you twit. Is that it? Human.
Okay. Yeah, apparently Blackwall moved over here, and this is his place now, but it looks like a stable, Blackwall. Couldn't you find a better room for yourself? Anyway, let's go and talk to him.
This is just... it's something to keep their hands busy. I'm grateful you tracked me down when you did. As exciting as wandering the woodlands was, this is better. It's good to be part of something so important. Something that could change things.
Well, what about the Wardens?
The Grey Wardens are huge in importance. You're part of that.
True, but without a blight on the horizon, everything the Wardens do feels like waiting. This, the Inquisition, is what matters now. And I'm grateful to be a part of it. You are who you choose to follow. Someone told me that once. Took me years to understand what he meant.
Well, wise words, I guess.
There's wisdom in that.
It was a chevalier who said those words to me. A powerful man, but never without honor. A true knight. We met as competitors in the Grand Tourney. He left me with that advice before we parted. Put aside his own ambitions to help me win the melee. I don't think I even thanked him.
Grand Tourney?
What is this Grand Tourney?
You've never heard of it? The Grand Tourney of the Free Marches.
She probably
It's
has.
a spectacle. Song, dance, wine, every amusement you can imagine. But the greatest part is the contest of arms. Prove yourself in the Grand Tourney, and you can make your fortune.
Well, as a warrior-minded person from the Free Marches, I would guess he has heard of it, but I mean, I still had to ask it. So what happened?
How did he help you?
There were 100 men on the field, each one fighting for himself. The knight and I had forged an alliance. It was just the two of us, and we took all comers. The goal, down as many opponents as possible. He always let me deliver the final blow.
And why'd he help you?
He must have wanted something from you to help like that.
A pupil, a squire. Someone to teach and to mold. He saw my potential. When it was over, he offered to mentor me. To teach me to become a chevalier like him. And I, young and stupid, turned him down flat. I just won the melee at the Grand Tourney. I didn't need him. I should have gone with him. Perhaps things could have been different.
Well, I'd say it all turned out well in the end.
You're here now. A Grey Warden. It worked out.
I suppose it did, didn't it? But I'm older. Hopefully wiser. And I think I've chosen the right person to walk with.
Alright, Blackwall. Also, what do you got here? Oh, this is a champion book. Very nice, very nice. Anyway, let's talk a little bit more.
Something on your mind?
Maybe when you're not standing
Nothing
on a
right
chair.
now. Perhaps in a bit.
Yeah, let's try this again.
Yes?
Okay, this is much better. So, are wardens being corrupted?
Varric's friend Hawk said there were suspicions of corruption in Grey Warden ranks. Do you know anything about that?
Corruption? What sort of corruption?
Corypheus. He's been known to influence the minds of wardens.
That could very well explain why so many have disappeared.
How's your state of mind? Well, I guess it's a valid question, but it sounds a little bit like I'm asking him if he's still sane. Yeah, I guess we need to find them.
If this is true, then all wardens are in danger. Even you. We'd better find your brothers.
I agree. If Hawk's given you an idea where to start, we should get moving immediately.
Alright, do you know much about Corypheus?
How much do you know about Corypheus?
Not much. I always thought the stories of magisters corrupting the Golden City were just that. Stories. I didn't expect them to be true, and I certainly didn't expect to find one of them still alive.
And why didn't you know? Well, apparently very, very few Grey Wardens knew about Corypheus to start with.
Don't the Grey Wardens know everything about Darkspawn?
You don't have to know how a Darkspawn came to be in order to kill it. We're soldiers, not historians. And the world would be better off if people focused on defeating evil rather than explaining how it came to be.
Alright, and it's odd that Corypheus lives?
Corypheus stopped being human a long time ago. Darkspawn don't have human lifespans, do they?
No, I suppose they don't. They're unnatural and sustained by evil. It's been thousands of years. You'd think the Wardens would have managed to kill the first Darkspawn by now.
So, are there more like Corypheus?
Do you know if there are more Darkspawn like Corypheus?
I don't know. I'm not sure any Warden knows.
Alright, enough about
Let's
this.
discuss something else.
Have I asked this already?
Let's talk about the Grey Wardens. You must know a lot about them.
Ah, the Wardens. I'm afraid we're less exciting than we seem.
So, how do you kill an archdemon?
How do the Wardens deal with archdemons?
Short answer. Stick it with swords until it stops moving.
It can't be that simple.
Wardens are in all the stories. If it was that easy, anyone could do it.
No, it really is that simple. Just because the archdemon is magic doesn't mean it can't be killed with swords.
Well, that's
it
true.
just has to be a Grey Warden sword.
What?
Look, it's not the killing blow that's the problem. It's getting the dragon to the point where it's vulnerable, where it actually can be killed. There's no short answer for that, I'm afraid.
A Grey Warden sword? Blackwall, I think you're bullshitting me. Well, I guess it makes sense that he wouldn't tell the truth because it's sort of a secret, you know, the whole joining thing and drinking darkspawn blood thing, and then, you know, kind of taking in the soul of the archdemon. That is not common knowledge, and definitely Freya doesn't know. So this may as well be true to her. Yeah, tell me about the calling.
Have you been hearing the calling too?
I know what Corypheus is. He has no sway over me.
Alright, so we can speak later.
Let's continue this at another time.
As you wish. I'll be here if you need me.
Alright, I'll leave you be. Oh, Master Dennett. By the way, in regards to a potential romance with Blackwall, I think he wouldn't be the worst option because he definitely fits some criteria that I've set, you know, like something more serious, something that is not just something casual, and he seems earnest enough. However, his flirt dialogues are a little bit oddly paced. Admittedly, I skipped the very first option because it came so early and it came in a situation that was basically, you know, all about business, and all the other flirt option happened in a more casual context. And I don't really like it if, you know, she comes there on business trying to find out something about the Grey Wardens, and then like the second or third thing she says is a flirt option. Not a big fan of that. And the second time I flirted with him, he was already all over her. And that was a bit weird. I mean, sure, you can say, like, they've been spending time in between and got to know each other a little better. And then the third flirt option here in Skyhold when we just arrived. That already was pretty serious, and yeah, I don't know, the pacing is a little bit odd with Blackwall, and I'm a bit afraid to continue flirting with him, so I accidentally start something that I may not want, so not sure about Blackwall at this point either. Anyway, I saw Master Dennett, and
Finally,
I'm not sure if I've...
The horses. I forgot about the Ferelden horses.
Yeah, the horses are here as well. Let's talk to Dennett.
All's well.
So, any news?
Heard anything worth noting?
Heard rumors of something stomping around out there. No idea how to track it if it is even a real thing. Keep up with your researcher and your creatures, Inquisition. Who knows what you can find?
Alright, How are the horses?
How are your charges? Well supplied?
Surprisingly well. Not many could feed these people, let alone their mounts. Makes me wonder what you're capable of.
And how's the family?
Are your wife and daughter doing well?
Elena's minding the farms. Sienna's still running her full races. Wouldn't be fair to drag them up here. I miss them. But someone has to save the world.
That's true. Alright, goodbye.
Farewell.
Make her be with you.
Alright, by the way, I've been using the zebra horse a little bit off camera. For example, when I went back to Crestwood to find the third Reaver, I used the horse. Because using the horse is also a good way to prevent party banter. So if I play off camera, then I may just use the horse so that I don't accidentally trigger any party banter off camera. Yeah, I don't need any new mounts at the moment. So, I think I would like to talk to Sarah, because we did this mission for her at the war table and are supposed to report back to her, so maybe we can do this now.
Haven was a cock-up, Herald, Inquisitor. But you did right by me, and others. We'll pay you back.
Alright, Adan. Anyway, apparently I can go up here as well. That is convenient. And yeah, the tavern is right here. Maybe let's see if he has new missions for us.
Inquisitor?
Well, how can we use you?
Can you think of any other tasks suitable for the charges?
Nothing jumps out at me. If I come up with any ideas, I'll let you know.
Alright, goodbye
We'll
then.
talk later.
Alright, yeah, sure. Since we're here, let's talk to the Iron Bull as well. Oh, cutscene.
Inquisitor! Come, have a drink. To killing a high dragon like warriors of legend.
What is this?
What exactly am I supposed to be drinking?
Maras lok.
What does that mean?
It means drink.
Sure. I think Freya has no problem with drinking heavy stuff, so let's do this. I think she can drink like a soldier. Or maybe not.
I know, right? Put some chest on your chest. That little gurgle right before it spat fire. And that roar. What I wouldn't give to roar like that. The way the ground shook when it landed. The smell of the fires burning. Tarsidathan Halsam. You know, Kunari hold dragons sacred. Well, as much as we hold anything sacred.
Alright.
Here, your turn.
So, what was that Kunari phrase?
That thing you just said. You shouted it during the fight, too. What does it mean?
Oh, Tarsidathan Halsam. Closest translation would be, I will bring myself sexual pleasure later, while thinking about this with great respect.
Okay.
You shouted that while it was breathing fire at us.
I know, right?
Well, let's drink to that. Oh god. I hope it's not poisonous.
Yes, the second cup's easier. Most of the nerves in your throat are dead after the first one. Atashi, the glorious ones. That's our word for them. Atashi.
So, why are dragons sacred?
Why do you think the Gunari think of dragons that way?
Well, you know how we have horns. We kind of look more dragony than most people. Maybe it's that. But a few of the Ben Hasrath have this crazy old theory. See, the Tamasrans control who we mate with. They breed us for jobs like you'd breed dogs or horses. What if they mixed in some dragon a long time ago?
What?
Maybe drinking the blood, maybe magic, I don't know. But something in that dragon we killed spoke to me.
Well, in that case, I am sorry that we had to kill it.
It's a shame we had to kill the dragon.
Damn good fight. Dragons are the embodiment of raw power. But it's all uncontrolled. Savage. So, they need to be destroyed. Taming the wild. Order out of chaos. Have another drink.
Alright, let's drink. He approves again. Oh god.
Nice. To dragons.
Oh god. Two bad drinks to bringing order to good fights. Oh, to you. Yeah, I don't really have much of an opinion about the Iron Bull so far because there were not that many flirt options with him. I mean, apparently the Qunari have a very different idea about relationships than the humans have. And, I mean, like I said, I'm looking for something more serious for her, but Iron Bull doesn't necessarily have to share the opinions of his countrymen, right? So, let's drink to him. That's completely alright.
To the Iron Bull.
And his ass-kicking Inquisitor.
Alright, that was actually kinda nice. Okay, maybe let's talk to him a little bit more.
You're doing good work, boss. I like how this Inquisition is coming. Next time you're free, why don't you come grab a drink? I'll introduce you to the Chargers.
Yeah, tell me about Saharan
Can you
first,
tell me more
maybe?
about Saharan?
It was a damn ugly place. Only getting uglier when I left. Between the Fog Warriors, the Talvashoth, my people, and the Vince. You were lucky to go a day without blood. What do you want to know?
Well, let's see. Yeah, tell me of the Fog Warriors.
What were the Fog Warriors like?
They were the worst of the rebels. They trained for stealth attacks. They made this fog. I never saw any mages, so I figured it was alchemy, not magic. They were almost invisible in it. I'd be on patrol in the market square. The fog would roll in, and before I knew it, half my squad dead without a sound.
Well, you sound impressed.
It almost sounds like you admire them.
They didn't use poison. They didn't hurt civilians, and they were damn good fighters. You have to respect that. Plus, they hit the Vince as hard as they hit us. Hearing some terrified Magister scream, "My slaves! Where are my slaves?" in the fog always put a smile on my face.
Alright. Tell me of the Talvashoth.
Tell me about the Talvashoth.
When Qunari can't handle the fighting in Saharan or lose faith in the Qun, they go rogue. They flee into the wilderness and turn into bandits, attacking everyone. They're vicious, savage. You look at them and you can see why my people needed the Qun to stay civilized.
So I take it you are not Talvashoth then.
Isn't that what you did, though?
Hey, when I burned out, I didn't go rogue.
Yeah.
I reported in and went where the Ben Hasrath sent me. I'm doing my job, serving the Qun out here. I'm not some bandit. I am nothing like them.
I didn't mean to imply that. Yeah, tell me about Tevinter.
Tell me about the Tevinter people you fought.
The Vince sent forces to Saharan every autumn. Guess they didn't like the summer heat. We had some good fights on the beaches, standing in knee-high water foaming red with blood, ships on fire around us. The cities were worse. Free bit of advice. Don't let the Inquisition forces get suckered into urban combat.
Alright, thank you for that advice. So, what's so bad about Tevinter?
Why do you hate Tevinter forces so much? What makes them so bad?
It's not their armies. It's their spies. They bloodied Saharan year-round, killing loyalists, supporting rebels. Alam had no city administrator. Nobody would accept the position. The last 4 who held it died inside a year. Trying to conquer a country is one thing. Making it so nobody can live there, that just screws everyone.
Alright, tell me about Saharan natives.
What are things like for the natives of Saharan?
I remember one guy. He made these things, fish wrapped in thin bread. Nice guy. Talk to him every morning. So, one time I'm asking about his bad back, and I see he's nervous, trying to tell me something with his eyes. Next thing I know, his assistants draw knives and come at my team. The rebels had forced him to poison my food.
Oh, and what happened?
And then?
I'd seen how nervous he was, so I hadn't eaten anything. A couple of my guys weren't so lucky. We killed the rebels. I lost 2 men to the poison, another to knife wounds. My friend who made the fish wraps died with a knife in his throat. Close quarters fight. He was caught in the middle. That is what things are like for the natives of Saharan.
Alright, I see. Well, thank you and goodbye.
See you later, Bull.
Nice talking with you, boss.
Alright, yeah, I guess that's enough talking to Bull for the moment. As a matter of fact, I guess this is enough talking for this episode, because it is long enough, and I managed to talk to... exactly, well, 3 of my companions. That is great. So I guess, we're going to do another episode of talking tomorrow. So thank you for watching, and see you again next time.